Matt, a couple of days now to reflect on Tuesday's result. Whilst it was a point picked up, how do you reflect on that now you've had those couple of days?
Yeah. But more performance-wise, reflecting on it from that respect, I think there was some really pleasing aspects to our play and some really good things to learn on from our play. Especially, we second half, I thought we really went after them, really kind of played the game on the front foot, and caused them a hell of a lot of problems, and it felt like we were really in the ascendancy in the game, and should have won the game. Ultimately, we should have won the game. But I think in terms of performance, really pleased, especially the second half. Again, reflecting back to the first half, we just didn't really like the touch paper in the way that we want to with our press as much as we did in the second half. Although there were still some good parts of the first. And it was pleasing for a few reasons. It was a response to Saturday on Tuesday. And there was some. It was good to see some of the players that haven't played as much. Some players coming back from injury, and some good performances all round. So pleasing, yeah. And it tees us up into this weekend's game.
You've spoken on a number of occasions so far this season about starting games slower than you would have liked. How do you go about changing that mentality as coaches to make sure that when the players do go out there, that, like you say, they like that touch paper immediately?
Yeah, and that's what we're searching for. But I think sometimes we have to recognise that players are feeling out the game as well, and they want to be on the front foot. And, like we were against Sutton, to be honest with you, we started the game well and then got kick in the teeth with the goal from the free kick to start it. So we want to be on the front foot. We want to engage into games right at the beginning. Of course we do, to settle down as quickly as we possibly can. What I don't want to do is make a big thing out of it as a coach. I think as soon as you start making a big deal out of it, then these things become a big deal. I think for me it's making sure we stay positive, stay ready and focused for the start of the game, and then get through each period on the front foot as much as we can. Again, I said it from day one of coming in the job, there will be moments in any game and any opposition that you'll have to ride storms out. It's being aware of that, and not being afraid of that, and then going again.
Players that you were without on Tuesday night, the likes of Donovan Daniels, Owen Evans, Freddie as well in there, how are they getting on at the moment?
Joe Riley as well, Rem, Priestley. There was a few on the evening. I thought the ones that came in did really, really well, so I was really pleased with that. In terms of the boys that missed out, we'll see if the weekend comes too soon. Donovan had to come off in the game against Sutton. Owen was a bit battered and bruised in the game against Sutton. Freddie's been nursing a hamstring. So listen, we're trying to get these lads back as soon as we possibly can, because they're the big players for us. Of course they are, but you have to always have that bigger picture in mind of not wanting to roll someone out there is not quite right. So we have to be mindful of that all of the time. But we'll see if the weekend comes too soon, or if we'll see if we're ready for them.
You spoke in great depth on Tuesday about Brandon Comley coming back into it. Rollin was also on the bench, but another lad on the bench was Dylan Thomas. He's been in and around the first team an awful lot so far this season in regards to training. Are you pleased with the progress he's making as a young man?
Yeah, I've probably got to say it quietly, really, because I don't really want too many people hearing about it, because Dylan's doing great. 16-year-old kid, he plays with personality. He's a really good kid, so we look to nurture him as best as we possibly can, and I'll do that with my player hat on of what it was like for myself, what it was like for the coaching staff, and we'll do it with his best intentions always at heart, and the football club's wants to nurture a talented player within our academy, of which Rob and Ryan are doing a fantastic job there of trying to blood me the next group and the next group and the next group. So it's something we should be very proud of, our academy. It's been a good source of players over the years, and I believe in Dylan. We've got somebody who has got a chance. It'll be down to him with the hard work he has to put in. It's a shame I couldn't give him any game time the other night. It felt like the game was on a bit of a knife edge, and I just felt like I couldn't do it within the game. And I look to hopefully get him some more game time in the future. The importance for him now, he's doing really well for the academy, like he is. Training with us as often as he can, which he does. and maintaining that real level of discipline and hard work, which, you know, I know I met his father a few weeks back, and you can see that goes right through who they are and what they believe in as people. So I see no worries there. So we just keep nurturing him, keep working at him, and hopefully we have a player for the future.
And it's right to give them just that right amount of exposure, isn't it? You know, you talk about the matchday experiences, George and Jensen as goalkeepers both been in and around it as well. It's about giving them just that right amount of exposure at this moment in time.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing at the football club. That's what we want to promote at the football club, bringing through our own. We're fortunate with Jensen and George. There's a couple of good keepers there as first and second years. And again, that process is about giving them the right level of experience at the right time. I think we have to remember with Dylan, he's only 16 years old. You know, he's not 17 until December. So he's a very, very young player, and he's working his way through all of those things that you go through as a 16-year-old, and he's doing it whilst being in and around working with men day in, day out. So there's loads of little challenges and humps and bumps and confidences and form dips up and downs that happen to 16, 17-year-old kids. And I'm looking forward to the exposure that we give him over the next 12, 18 months to see where we end up after that for 12 to 18 months. And it's really important that we look after him in the right way.
Into this weekend's game against Gillingham. They got a win last time out in the league, but they've had a little bit of a bump in the road, but they're still, you know, right up there at the top end of the table. We talk about having a difficult, you know, opposition coming to us. They pose a real good threat, don't they? Because they've got some fantastic players.
Gillingham, you know, they're a well-fancied team in the division. Of course they are. They've spent a lot of money over the last 12 months. And they come with a good reputation of a good team in the division. So we're going to be right on it with ourselves. It's got to be all about ourselves and focusing on what we do and who we are, and that's how I'll approach every single game. So it's a good one. Look forward to, one to really sink our teeth into in front of our home supporters, which we're desperate to send them all home happy. Of course, that's the main objective, is to win in front of our home fans. And we look forward to it against a decent team that will fancy themselves to be up there. So it'll be a good yardstick for us.